Good afternoon. It is March 1st, 2022, and today we had two legs down. We didn't get an overnight measured move, but we got this measured move. You can see we actually went further. So I think what happened is we had this short-term channel down. Actually, this looks like two legs down too. And when we got a break of that, we actually made a new low, bounced, came to the top of this channel, and we couldn't make it to the lows of that channel again, so it kind of fizzled out. But you can see we get a break of this channel, two legs of correction up, and then two legs to a new low there too. So perfect price action, really. So let's take a look at these trades I marked. We bounced early in the overnight, and then come 5 o'clock, we're heading up. And come up here. We don't really know where the channel's at yet. This midline looks pretty accurate. When we bounce at the top of that channel and you get a first entry, second entry, you really might consider that. That looks like a break and a new low to me. If you see that, looks like a break, move to a new low all in one bar. You know, you probably have a heart attack right here after this bar. That looks like a trap to me. That looks like a trap to the short side maybe. But if you have this channel drawn, you might be a little weary of that. Because, look, prices are generally have been back and forth. We had this big move up, but the EMA, we could get some movement on the other side. But that didn't happen. See, this turns out to be a range in this area. But then we bounce, like a higher low here. And not a lot of good opportunities, to be honest. Here, I'm not thinking of going short, but you get this failure. It's above the EMA, and then this channel fails, this short-term channel, and you don't get a. Oh, you do actually get a second entry short setup. You know what? I would actually take this. That's a very bearish bar. That's a second entry short. You can see it goes higher and then comes low. I like that. And I don't see anything in this. No second entry short setup here. This kind of looks like a second entry short. And you might have a trend channel drawn by that point. So let me go ahead and mark that. It's a third entry, so I'm going to give it a green arrow, but that looks pretty good, like it's a second entry short. This is technically a failure, but it doesn't look all that great, and it sets up above the EMA, so nothing there. And here we get the really, probably the best trade of the morning. By this point, you get a first entry, failed second entry short. Also looks like a breakout pullback of this price level. We make it rocket down. Could have gotten a nice move out of this. Very nice move. So you get a first entry and then a second entry here. This kind of looks like a second entry. That's why I marked it. I probably wouldn't have taken it. It kind of at the same time kind of looks like it could be part of one leg up. So, but yeah, it's one leg up, second leg up. It looks like a hidden second entry. Here we have a second entry long after coming off these overnight lows. So you might consider that. Nothing in here. This is a range. We break out and we just keep going lower. Technically, this is a failed second entry long right here. It's just a doji, and you're going into these lows. So you could argue for that one, but that's a little risky to me. Nothing in here, unfortunately. You might take this like as a failure, but that's too far away from the EMA. This looks like a second entry short, actually, but it's so congested. So I didn't mark that. We come down here, bounce at that trend line, and you can see we make two measured moves of correction. And we get a first entry and a failed second entry, and they trapped a bunch of people jumping too early. So let's take a look. I think I'm trying to personally only take failures off of trend lines in a strong trend. We're in a downtrend here. Okay, so you don't want to be too eager to go long. But when we get that break of this channel and a first entry, second entry long, then I like it. So this was just too early. And then you get a higher low right here. I like that too. And it's turned out to be a spike in channel, and you get a second entry long right here. I like that as well. And then we bounce off that channel up here, the major channel, and you get a first entry, failed second entry long off the trend line. Room to the lows of this channel. So the bias is definitely down. I don't see anything in this congestion. Yeah, it's too congestive. Stay out of that. All that overlap. First entry failed second entry long, but this not a good idea, man. Even though we didn't make it to the low of this trend channel, I just don't think that's a good idea. It's too far from the EMA. Here we get, look, we just broke this channel, so I like this failed second entry long. Really all it is two lower highs with room to scalp out back to the EMA, and we get a repeat pattern up here. This lower high, you might consider that just because of how far away it is, but then when you get another lower high, and those are actually matching highs, these two bars, or at least I thought, yeah, they're matching highs. It's a repeat pattern, and there's plenty of room back to the EMA there. And we form this channel down, and really I think I drew this incorrectly. I think really it's probably more like that. You can see that. Yeah, that looks pretty accurate. Maybe like that. Overshoot that led to a break. Yeah, and look, we formed this congestion, and people, they trapped a bunch of people. You see oh, first entry. Okay, so that's the second entry. So I got trapped. I thought this was the second entry. First, second entry. So that looks like one leg up. So you might have gotten trapped here too. All I can say is that this looks like one leg up. So I guess, I mean, we don't get a measured leg of correction. So I don't know what, that felt pretty good to me, taking that. And that takes us into 12:30. So just for the sake of time, I got to run. I'm not going to go over my trades today. I overtraded. You know what? Let's just take a look. Yeah, I took way too many trades on the simulator. And really what messed me up was the first trade I took. I think everything else worked out. I might have actually had another loser that I shouldn't have taken late in the day. But look, I was just eager, and I was like, oh, this might be going back to the EMA, which, yeah, it is. But you need to time it correctly, and you don't get a setup here, and that's fine. Just sit on your hands. That's all I really have time to talk about. I hope everyone had a blessed day, and I'll be back tomorrow.